But now, a smaller scale entrepreneur.
Yeah.
We moved to someone in Boston who's come up with an idea. There was a void, right, Kim?
There was. Sometimes great ideas are born out of personal experiences. And our next guest has turned what was a personal struggle into a business that fills an incredible need. Now, Dianne Austin is the owner of Coils to Locs Wigs. She, along with her sister, started that business back in 2019, which provides women of color with coily, curly wig styles at cancer center hospitals and medical hair loss salons. And Dianne, first off, it's just great to have you with us. Thanks so much for taking some time for us on a Friday. This business fills a need in the African American community. I want you to explain what that need is and how you came to know about that.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you both for having me. And yes, this business is actually built on my personal experience. I learned, unfortunately, through a cancer diagnosis in 2015, when I was told that I would lose all of my hair due to chemotherapy, that coily, curly, the tightly curled wigs weren't available in the cancer center boutique space at hospitals here in Boston. And actually, we learned across the country during that time. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I spoke with my oncologist, who shared with me that he could give me a wig prescription if I was interested. It was just like a regular prescription. So it was definitely a learning process for me, and that I could take this prescription to any cancer center boutique, of which there are many across the country and several here in Boston, and I could either purchase the wig out of pocket, or if I had health insurance that covered the cost of wigs due to medical hair loss, I could get reimbursed for the wig. And my health insurance did cover the cost of a medical wig due to hair loss. But I soon found, through the process of trying to find a wig that looked like my tightly coiled hair that I was about to lose, that nobody sold these wigs in these cancer center boutiques. And it was just, something that I first found very frustrating, and then just decided, well, maybe I could make an impact and change the dynamic.
Yeah, the market dynamic.
Sure.
Our guest is Dianne Austin. She is the co-founder of Coils to Locs, making wigs for folks who are a particular audience. And she found this through her own experiences you just explained. Dianne, how much do your wigs cost, and do you make them, yourself, or do you sub out that kind of work to someone else?
We do work with a wig manufacturer to mass produce these wigs, and the cost varies from cancer center to cancer center. We sell the wigs wholesale because we're a private company. I don't want to share what that wholesale price is, but then the cancer center boutiques put a retail price on it, and then they sell these wigs.
Yeah. Can you give us a ballpark of what somebody would buy in at the retail end of this?
Sure, they can range anywhere from $150 up to about $450 for a high quality synthetic wig. Mm-hmm. Human hair wigs may cost more than that, mm-hmm. But we produce high quality synthetic wigs.
Mm-hmm. And Dianne, the reception and the growth of your business over this period of time, which, by the way, you started this business in 2019. Give us a sense of what has happened since then, because it couldn't have been at a worse time, a time when a lot of women weren't even going in for their treatments and getting taken care of.
You're absolutely right. So we took a few years to learn all of the mechanics around starting a business, and then we launched a soft launch in late 2019 with 3 hospitals in Boston. And then a few short months later, the COVID pandemic hit, and then all of the hospitals shut down to only the sickest of patients. So it was really a difficult time to launch a business by any stretch of the imagination. But we were able to, even through the pandemic, eventually build or partner with 10 hospitals starting in Massachusetts and then in different areas of the country. We're in constant conversation with other hospitals, and so we hope to expand to other hospitals. But it was difficult because, as mentioned, hospitals were shutting their doors. They were shutting down the cancer center boutiques.
Sure.
Because they had to deal with, very sick patients, and, the social distancing was in play. And so it actually helped us to take a step back as a business and figure out how can we pivot. If this is the new normal, what can we put in place while we're in this process to help build the business? And so what we're actually doing, we're about to launch in the fall an online store so that we can first make it easier for hospitals to privately register and purchase wigs, but then there'll be another side of that online store where individuals can buy wigs directly from us, because one of the things we learned, we were getting just so many emails from women saying, can I buy the wigs directly from you? And we're a B2B right now. Mm-hmm. And it was always in our business plan to do B2C, but we had to move that up.
Yeah,
sure.
So
and
that all got hastened. We're talking to Dianne Austin. She's the co-founder of Coils to Locs. This is all came about through her experience with cancer, the lack of curly and kinky wigs in hospital boutiques. This is where she got the idea. Now, Dianne, you caught the attention of the Boston Celtics. Tell us about that.
So the Boston Celtics, along with Vistaprint and the NAACP, started a grant program called Power Forward, and they have a series of $25,000 rolling grants, and we applied for the grant and were fortunate enough to receive the $25,000 grant. We were just awarded the grant about 2 weeks ago. And so you can't even imagine how excited we are. I mean, I think for some businesses that might seem like a drop in a bucket, but for a business like ours that, we started the business by bootstrapping the business. So, and we're, as we're creating revenue and we're moving forward, but, so every little bit helps. And so this $25,000 will help us to, one of the things that we want to do in terms of our pivot is add augmented reality to the online store that we're creating so that women can try wigs on virtually and then purchase wigs either directly from us, yes, or use it. It also will be a tool for the hospitals who, even as of today, are still just slowly opening. Sure. Many of them are only seeing patients in the cancer center boutiques by appointment only. So it's another way to help support their work with patients and also just to help people who may be more reluctant to go to a cancer center boutique or a medical salon to try on a wig virtually and purchase it. So,
well, Dianne Austin, first off, I'd applaud you for taking, again, a personal struggle and turning it into a business. But even more importantly, I really applaud you for getting through this pandemic after having just started this business. And it does appear that this is a business that can grow considerably over the next few years. So congratulations to you and continued success.
Thank you so much.
You bet.
Thank you both.
Great to have Dianne Austin with us today. It couldn't start a business at a worse time, and then a business that's associated with the medical field. It could not.
Yeah, you make a great point. Nobody was even going to doctor's appointments at that point.
And certainly they were not welcoming women into these kinds of boutiques at that point.